This is Thursday, Workday, and watch what I can do. I made that look simple, didn't I? But that was with my right arm. You know, there's a lot of grunt work involved in gardening, in keeping a garden. There's all the maintenance, such as every Thursday morning we start by spraying for mildew, first thing, and then watering and filling all the oyas. He does all that. And then because I have giant climbing bamboo, we had a lot of wind, so bamboo leaves, dried bamboo leaves wind up everywhere, and he's cleaning all that up right now. That's just 1 week of bamboo. And of course, doing the raccoon patrol, he's done that. He's got about I'd say at least a half a pound of feces in a bag over there.
This is no raccoon, it's the kitty.
My neighbor's cat.
The neighbor.
Fun, fun, fun. Okay, thank you. So that's the first thing. And I did buy some, it's called Critter Ritter or something like that. And it only works until it rains. Of course, it hasn't rained but once in almost a year. So it's expensive, and I want to make my own pepper deterrent, but I haven't gotten around to that with this, you know, arm situation. Another thing I'd like to do today is I have a little bit of those wood chips from the year and almost 2 years ago that I got my wood chips, and I just have a small pile, and I want to get the rest of those distributed today. I started seedlings last night. 3 more trays. I did 1 tray night before last and 3 trays last night. Well, it took 5 days, but I finally got the tomato and pepper varieties that I just couldn't live without seeded into trays. Those trays you saw in the last video, the last shot of the last Thursday Workday, finally got those all filled up last night. And that's not everything. I have an opportunity to use 2 raised beds out in the valley where it's really hot and they don't have any mildew. If you remember in my Heirloom Expo, one of those videos, the guy from Living Seed Company told me cucurbits, especially squash, do much better if you don't transplant them. If you just direct sow them, just like corn and beans. But I am going out to her place next week, and I'm taking all my squash and pumpkin seeds. She has irrigation. I'm going to walk away and just see what happens over the course of the summer. And what else? Let's just see what happens. My potatoes took a beating in the recent wind, and I'm just hoping they come back. Now, potatoes are one of those things you're not supposed to grow in the same place repeatedly year after year, but I don't have any choice. I have only a few places I can plant potatoes, and this is one place that has quite a bit of shade, but potatoes will still grow here, so not much else does. Right now they look super healthy, but the bugs haven't found them yet. This is what I call my back 40, and I planted 2 rows of garlic down either side, as you recall. The peas were a bust. Even the second round of peas were a bust. We never really had winter, maybe that's why. But this row of garlic did not do well at all, and that row of garlic is doing 10 times better, and it was treated exactly the same, so perhaps it's just not the right climate here for Texas rose garlic. So Eric is taking his lunch break, and I'm taking a tea and chocolate break. Whoops. Do you remember when We repotted this a few Thursday work days ago. Somebody had given me an arrangement with these pieces in a tiny little pot. I didn't even realize this was a living plant because it's so unusual looking. But it had roots, so it must be something. This beautiful thing is blooming. Isn't that gorgeous? You know, I had that big experience with loofah, and I had all those loofahs, and I thought, well, I don't really need to grow loofah anymore. I've had the experience. I had a very successful video about how to grow loofah, and I thought, well, just move on. There's a million things that you could try. But the fact is, as you just saw, the trellis is empty and very likely will stay that way. So I thought, why not just stick some loofah seeds in that big planter over there and see what happens. If they grow, they grow, and if they don't, they don't. But my loofah sponge supply was depleted because I did a holiday bazaar at Thanksgiving of last year and sold a bunch of them.
No? In the little shed?
I don't think so. I didn't see any. Eric just cut one of the containers of green manure, and he is distributing the cuttings just in the trough where we planted the seeds. Looks great.
You need to cover it.
I know.
You know, in one month I need to clean it one more.
I have a tablecloth. Eric, this is on. I know, one is missing. Level everything.
Put it back.
And then over here, we have 5 that are ready, almost ready. I've added some fertilizer and coffee grounds to the top. Yeah, that's better. Yep.
Okay, this is good. It's wet.
That one's ready. These are gorgeous black beans. Look at that. I bet you anything those are bush beans.
And I know I'm probably planting too much, but that's okay.
Oh, look at these. These are gorgeous. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Give me that thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.